So this is going to be a bit of a different video on this channel from what you're used to seeing. As you guys can see, I am not hiding behind charts, but I do have something that I really want to express today in this video, and it is related to Bitcoin price action, this whole cycle, altcoins, all the things that you guys want to know. But the things that I have to say, I don't need a chart in front of me in order to tell it to you, and I want to make sure that we focus on the message of this video. So to give you a bit of context, on my last update, I think it was the last update that I did on this channel, I was going through the dominances. It was my last update actually. It was the video I did on altcoins, which I don't usually cover altcoins on this channel. I have a few reasons for that actually. I'm going to tell you why. Number one, the danger you have in talking about altcoins is that when you're a creator, you can sometimes be called a shiller. People assume that you get paid to talk about certain things, and that's why you bring it up on your channel and that you're making all this money and blah, blah, blah. And I will never and have never taken money to talk about a particular cryptocurrency. I figured early on in my creator career that if I just stuck to Bitcoin, nobody would ever accuse me of that because, you know, who's going to pay me to talk about Bitcoin? They don't need to, right? But at the same time, altcoins do provide opportunities and there are good things out there. And sometimes I do want to cover the technical analysis of altcoins, especially when there are potentially good plays, good higher time frame plays. Another reason is I personally don't really trade altcoins. Like I don't day trade them. I don't really like the high volatility. I find Bitcoin to be a lot more easier for me to chart and make money from. And there are so many different ways that you can make money just from Bitcoin alone, that there's just, for me personally, for my own personal trading, there's not a need for me to be talking or looking at other things. So I keep my charting process very simple. I look at Bitcoin and I can be in 3, 4, 5 different trades on Bitcoin at the same time. And therefore my day is really well executed because I only have to chart one thing to make money 5 different ways. That might be a whole other video. If you're interested, I can tell you about it. You know, we can make money from Bitcoin dollar cost averaging, from spot trading it, from leverage trading it, from leverage trading and settling in USDT, leverage trading and settling in Bitcoin. Like there's so many different opportunities that I'm just an efficient person. So if I can make money 5 ways by looking at one thing, I would rather do that than having to look at 20 different coins every day and trying to hunt for the best opportunity. So that's another reason why I never really covered altcoins on my show. But I also like, if it's the right part of the cycle, which is the third point, it hasn't been the right part of the cycle. And there's a chance that we will head into the right part of the cycle soon. Obviously not now, which I'll get to in a second. But I want to be there for that as well. And just know that this is my promise to you, that no one's ever going to be able to pay me to talk to you about an altcoin, because quite frankly, I don't need to make money that way. There are other people that do. I don't, because I actually have a genuine skill. And I think if you watch this channel, you know that. By the way, if you do watch this channel, be sure to hit the like button nice and early. It's going to let me know if you actually like the things that I have to say in this video. And if you like this video format where I'm not really hiding behind the charts in order to explain my thoughts. And if you're new here, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Now, before I get into everything I want to say, I just want to explain my voice. I know it sounds terrible, and I thought about not doing this video, but I also just have such a strong message that I want to share with you that I'm just going to get it out. My voice is ridiculously strained. I don't know why. I'm not sick today. Like I don't have a flu or anything like that. The only thing I can put it down to is I was in someone's car the other day, and I think that person may have been a smoker, and I'm very, very, very sensitive to cigarette smoke, and I avoid it at all costs. So I think that may have affected my voice. So yeah, just forgive my horrible voice, and just try to look past it because the message today is really, really important. So what I want to talk to you about is my personal thoughts on the rest of this cycle. And I think this is the perfect opportunity to do it because Bitcoin has been rather bullish for the last, I don't know how long, couple of weeks, whatever. And people are all expecting a breakout, and they think that the way that the price action is going right now is what is going to lead us to that breakout of our current all-time high. And also that leads a lot of people to front run altcoins because they believe that that's going to have to come next. And I just have a message that I want to tell you about that. I want to share my thoughts. But before I do share my thoughts, I also have to put some disclaimers in place. Number one being, everything I'm about to say on this video might not happen. Like, I am sharing with you my opinion, and my opinion is very highly conspiracy based, okay? And this is my process. And I am really, like, if you're in my private Discord, you know how I am and you encourage it and you like it. You know that I'm very intuitive. You know that I really look at astrology. I watch so many astrologers. I don't really have a deep understanding of astrology myself as far as like studying it. It is something I would love to do one day, but I don't have the brain capacity to take that on and maintain my trading skill. So I just listen to people who are very, very good, and not even just financial astrology, like all types. I'm interested in knowing astrology to know my own personal astrology, how I can better myself. I use astrology to know where to holiday. Astrology is a big part of why I've moved to Dubai, and that has been one of the greatest decisions of my life. Like, don't click off, but I have to tell you, I'm a huge conspiracy theorist. I love astrology. I love psychics. I can binge watch psychics. Like, the amount of videos I've watched on whether or not Diddy is guilty, like that's my hidden secret, okay? And you need to forgive me for it. But I have to tell you that because a lot of what I'm going to say is related to conspiracy theories that I have a feeling about. And the way that I personally trade, which I'm letting you in on this secret for the first time. But like I said, my private TTC community, you guys know this about me and you forgive it about me. So I'm hoping everybody else who hears this for the first time forgives me too, because, I see on social media, I see your comments. You're like, 99.9% of the time, this girl's right. This girl never gets it wrong. And I have to tell you, I attribute it to what I'm about to tell you. So like I said, I study all of these things: conspiracy theorists, astrologists, psychics, everything, what they say about the world, about presidents, about world events, things that are going to happen, the economy, like all of these things I study. And then I build my own conspiracy theory based on that. And then once I have that idea, I'm looking for evidence of that in the charts. That's the truth of my trading process. I mean, look at my trading, for fuck's sake. Like, I'm the one who's talking to you about market makers. Like, and lots of other traders will be like, market makers, it's like bullshit. Like, price just does what it does. Like, I don't know, maybe market makers are bullshit. But the freaking analysis, the way that we trade is very accurate. So I don't really have a reason to stop believing that, right? It works. And if it works, I'm running with it. So that's what I have to tell you today is the conspiracy theory that I've been building in my head that has allowed me to plan for the rest of the cycle. But I also think it really does have merit to it. So let me just get through it. Your thoughts might align, they might not. And I want to hear them too. Like, let's go. You know what I mean? So here's my first thing. I said to you guys quite some time ago, we were looking for a W formation on the daily time frame back when Bitcoin dropped to 49K. I said, wait for the second side. The second side came, and then that was our entry to go long. And then we had other conditions. We had to break the daily time frame 50 EMA. We had to create a higher high from the middle peak of the W. Then we had to retest. Like, all of these things, I was always like, this is what we have to do next. This is what we have to do next. And we did all of those things. So right now we should be sitting quite pretty in our long positions, right? But I said something to you that I just want to remind you of in this video, because again, I think it's very, very important, especially because if Bitcoin happens to get to 70K or higher, that is when everyone's going to say breakout coming, we're going to 100, 250K, like blow off top phase of the cycle. And I just don't want you to lose your minds. That's the message in these videos. I just don't want you to lose your minds. I just want us to remain calm and collected and just continue to trade what we see and continue to ride trends while they're there, but also be responsible and take profit along the way, because it's the only way we're going to make money. You don't make money entering a trade. You make money closing the trade and taking your profit, right? What I said to you guys a few weeks ago, really actually quite a while ago, I was dying to turn bullish, and I was telling you guys, I really want to turn bullish, but it's not the time yet. And then when we did, I said, okay, we can now be cautiously bullish. So we're still in that phase of being cautiously bullish. And this is the message. When you follow the trading strategy that we trade on this channel, Bitcoin on the daily time frame is in its rise level 2. That should mean that if the whole 3 levels are going to play out, there is one more to come on the daily time frame. Now, oh my God, it's 444 as I'm filming this. That's an angel number, and that means that this is how I'm supposed to be doing these videos. See what I mean about conspiracy theories and just otherworldly things? Like, I'm crazy, guys. I really am crazy, but I need you to forgive me for it because I'm a good trader and I'll help you make money. So what was I going to show you? Oh, I was going to have a look at the price of Bitcoin right now. Hold on a minute. So right now, Bitcoin is $67,360. Okay. So we're all waiting, and it's in that retest. So it had a wedge, it broke out, it's in the retest phase of the wedge, being the daily time frame. That could go on for a while, but it's all good. We're all good right now. And to me, like, do I expect Bitcoin to drop from here? Unless in the absence of an economical event, like something unexpected, I'm not expecting Bitcoin to drop just yet. I do think that there is a little bit more upside, but do I think that that upside is the upside that's going to break us out of the current all-time high? At this point in time, I do not think so. Okay, and in order for me to tell you why, let me take you back to the bear market. If you're around in the bear market, you will know that many crypto analysts were all calling for 12K Bitcoin. It was like a done thing, like we're going to 12K, and everybody was waiting for 12K. Every time Bitcoin dropped, people didn't buy. You know, we had Luna, we had Celsius thing, then we had FTX thing. Now, before FTX happened, I put out a video on TikTok because I used to be a lot more active on TikTok than I was on YouTube. So I used to do really short videos on TikTok, and I put this video out. $15,600 Bitcoin is a possibility, but at this point in time, there is no evidence to show anything beyond that. So let me tell you my reasons for doing that video. You guys know I'm a liquidity trader. I show it to you on all of my videos all of the time. And I talk to you all the time about high block, and I talk to you about the yellow zone. That yellow zone was super bright yellow at 15,600. Below, it was all purple, which means no positions, right? So there was no liquidity there at the time. And this is why I kept fighting in the bear market to say, we're not going to 12K. The lowest we're going to get is 15,600. Now, what pisses me off is I ended up being right within a $100 range, okay? And these people who were calling 12K are like, close enough, I called it. Like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't, okay? But whatever, that is the male ego industry that I'm in, and that's fine. The reason I tell you about that is not to say I was right. The point is, the lesson I have in that is the same as the lesson I'm telling you now when I say I don't think that what we're in right now is going to lead to a sustained breakout of the current all-time high. If I use the exact same principle and I'm looking for that highest level of liquidity, the exact same strategy that I used to pick 15,600, then what I have now, where I have that, is just a couple of $100 under 70,000. Does that mean that 70,000 is it and we're going to reverse? I think you have to layer that into the timing as well. We have the election coming up. And remember, I said to you on a couple of updates ago, I said to you, any bullish move prior to the election, I think is a false pump into the election. Now, that doesn't mean I think we're going to continue pumping into it. We will either fall short right before it, which I think is highly likely, because people will take profit because they don't want to be part of, they will want to just sit out and wait and see what happens before they get back involved. So just be prepared to take profits before the election if we look like we're topping out regardless of the price. So that's number one. Number two is at the election, like, could bring a lot of volatility. And look, the votes get counted, like, can take weeks. So it's not like on the 5th of November, we're going to have an answer, which is another conspiracy theory I'm going to talk to you about. And then the final one is after, right? So there's a chance that we could sell off after. Even if that were to happen, it could be that we pump, then sell off after. So, you know, just bring in that final last late longs, trap them, and then do a big potential reversal. I mean, of course, the trend could continue as well. And that's why I'm saying this whole video is bullshit, because it's just my opinion and I'm just sharing my opinion, and don't hold me to any of this because I don't have evidence. I'm just telling you what I see now that, combined with my conspiracy theories, has helped me build an idea, but that idea is helping me remain rational when everybody else is about to start calling 100, 200K Bitcoin, okay? So right now what I see is that same